Hey folks, Calvin here from Calvinomics. It's a stormy March 6th here in northern Illinois. It's about 9:30 a.m. So if you hear thunder out there and it's pretty loud, well, there's not much I can do about it. There's only so much soundproofing in the room I can do. I mean, I have it all over, even on the ceiling, but still, thunder's really loud. Okay, as you can see, there's a lot of stuff going on in the news. There's a lot of fear out there, but to me, it's a lot of hype. Yeah, things that are going on in the Middle East aren't great, but we haven't seen the effects of it yet, and maybe we won't. Who knows? Maybe by the end of the week, which it is the end of the week, I'm talking about like Sunday or the beginning of next week, you're going to start seeing talks, and there's going to be a ceasefire, and et cetera, et cetera. We see the same game play out all the time. So there was the initial fear, this is it. It's Armageddon. It's World War III. But whatever. Okay, so 5 days. Actually, the gold prices have gone down over the course of the month. It's been really steady. This is essentially steady. 6 months, as you can see, that is a pretty big incline. And I've already showed this over and over and over again. So people are talking about, oh yeah, I mean, you can see these articles I Googled, gold and silver prices plunge as man, I'm tired of reading these. This one is okay as energy surges, but it's always like a buzzword: surges, plunge, skyrocket, etc. Inflation, all this other stuff, surging. I'm so tired of that. Whenever I hear the word surge, I just think of the pop from when I was a kid called surge. It drives me crazy. Okay, so let's go to silver then. Silver is a more attainable for the majority of us, including myself, in terms of buying. And I'm actually going to put in an order next week. So I've been really following it. I'm actually going to put several $100s most likely. Actually, I might do it today. So 5 days, as you can see here, that's a drop about 10%. So when people are writing articles, gold and silver prices plunge as Iran conflict sparks inflation, blah, blah, blah. Strengthens dollars, yes, we'll talk about that here shortly. Talk about $80 and 78.06. And, to me, when I was making these videos before the Iran thing even started, I see this more as a leveling out. I mean, over the last month, it's still gone up almost 10%, which over time is actually pretty incredible. These are huge moves for something as low as this, right? So for 6 months, and for the asset to go up $43, almost basically doubling. Sorry, I need some coffee. Is pretty incredible. I mean, to go from down here on the 25th, sorry, not the 2025, September 8th, not the 25th, and then to double, and then this was almost triple at this point in January. And then see, this is a leveling off. That to me is a huge move, and there's going to be some leveling off as what we're seeing. So it's probably going to bounce around, and I'll make a video here in the next week. And it'll probably be, I have a feeling it'll probably be around the exact same price. So if you're thinking about making a purchase and all this stuff, it's probably going to be around the exact same price. It might be a few dollars higher, a few dollars lower. Now, I'm no like oracle. I can't see in the future and see how Iran thing is going to turn out. But from what I've seen over time, there's the initial. There's always wars. I mean, even look at Ukraine and Russia. This is year 4 now of this thing going on, and so here we go with Iran. And unless something very, very drastic happens, and I mean, there's buildings being bombed. There's a lot of things that aren't good. But unless it's like in people dying, and that's very, very unfortunate. However, if it's not, unless it's like something huge where with the Strait of Hormuz, which is where a lot of stuff passes through, and nothing gets through, and they start bombing oil facilities and rigs and whatever it is that they're going to bomb, and it halts production of like crucial minerals, then we'll see an issue. But if it's just firing missiles here, firing missiles there, sinking some ships, I mean, that's just a casualty of what's going on. So I foresee this kind of bouncing around. It might fall to below 80. I don't know. It looks like the trend over the past 5 days is down. Even over the past month, it looks like it's kind of like, I'm going to go ahead and take. And even over the 6 months, it looks like, yeah, there's a run up, and then it looks like it's just kind of like, well, maybe. And this kind of is like a double top, like the M formation, which usually signals that it's going to go down. anything could cause it to go up. Now, there's the thing called the volatility index. What this is, Chicago Board Options Exchange, basically it's measure of the stock market's expectation of volatility based on the S&P 500 index options. You might hear this reference. I hear it all the time in CNBC, but basically it's a level of volatility, and people are talking about, oh, it's gone up, 50%. Oh my goodness, oh, the world's coming to an end. Yeah, this is it. Let's go back 5 years, and there's 2025, April 4th. I'm not sure what was happening then, but it was around almost up to 50. And then let's just go back max. And as you can see here, the 2008 crash, some other things going on here. There's 2020, and then there was that jump here. I'm not even sure. I have to look back at April 4th and see what occurred here, but it's still relatively low. So there's always the fear. There's always the clickbait articles, and I mean they're all over the place. So oil prices though have gone up over the last 5 days, $17, which is not fantastic. We're all feeling it at the pump, and as you can see, I mean, as soon as oil prices jump, man, gas stations raise their price right away. Of course, when they fall, it's like 2 weeks. Come on. 1 month it's gone up $24. 6 months it's gone up $27. Year to date it's gone up $31. Last year, in the year it's gone up almost 22. Last 5 years it's gone up 22. But let's go to max. And as you can see, there was a lot of topping out. It was up to 100 and 20 almost. Here probably was in 2022. Then it's been a decrease. And then here's COVID, of course. So it's always kind of bounced around. It goes up, it crashes. It goes up a little bit more, it crashes, it goes up. It's a very volatile commodity in general. So same thing is occurring where this could go up. I mean, it could go up to $100 a barrel in the short term. I don't foresee that not occurring, at least within the next week, if it even takes that long. Some people are saying $150. I think there's some articles that I was reading here. Look at the New York Stock Exchange. Oh my gosh. And then we'll talk about silver production. I have about 2-3 more minutes. This video lasted a little bit longer. But as you can see, the oil price will probably go up. There was some fear articles I had loaded, sorry, but I'm not going to worry about it now. It might hit 150, unless I said something drastic happens. I've seen this back when I was in high school. I saw it during the Obama years. I mean, unless it's like a huge thing that occurs, $150 barrel of oil, I don't foresee that happening. $100, yes. 110, 120, yes. $5 a gallon at the pump. Unless you're in California, you probably already see that every day. I'm talking about for, majority of America that's not, in big cities that overtax the crap out of gas. Yeah, we'll probably see it soon. I'd say definitely $4. Okay, so here's New York Stock Exchange going, whatever. Dollar index has gone up, which means usually dollar index goes up, silver prices go down. So then it's like, if there's the Iran conflict, is it going to affect silver production? So I looked up the big top 10 countries. Mexico is actually number 1. China, Peru, Bolivia, Poland, Chile, Russia. That will probably be a problem anyway. United States, Australia, Kazakhstan, Argentina, India, Sweden, Canada. So chances are, it's like, well, if there's a prolonged war, is it going to affect silver production? Probably not. Okay, so if you look at the spot prices here of silver, we're at $84. Go to JM Bullion, which is a site that I usually use. You can see here about $10 over spot price for a coin. Some of them are $15, $16, which is a little bit high. Maybe it'll fall. I went to a different website just to compare prices. This site actually looks to be a little bit higher. Here we go, 2017, 2023 American Silver Eagle. I don't know, it doesn't really matter. 2023, 104 compared to 102. And then here we go. We talk about the fear articles. Fear, why miners are halting silver. No one's halting silver production because there's so much, it's used in so many different things. And then the last thing is here, yeah, this article talked about how it hit a low and how it dropped. Yeah, but overall, the price of silver is still going up. There was that huge decrease. It is just kind of leveling around, which means it's probably going to bounce around anywhere from the $75 to $90 mark. It's probably going to fall. And if things just kind of level out, it might start increasing once again. But if things get crazy and people pile into dollars, then silver will probably fall. But if it just gets to a point where, well, it's business, we just got to move on with the life, the show must go on, kind of thing, which is what I foresee happening. This thing with Iran, it sucks and it's unfortunate, but I mean, this is a old story now. Even going back to Persian Gulf, the Iran Contra affair back in the 70s or 80s, whenever that was. I mean, yeah, I think that was in the early 70s. The Iran Contra affair. There was Ronald Reagan. Oh, that was from the 1980s. But even before, when there was all the oil embargoes and the prices were sky high back in the day during the 70s, it's been going on for a long, long time. So it's just once again another thing, just more. So unless something crazy happens, I don't foresee really silver prices skyrocketing. I do see or falling. I just kind of see it bouncing around at between $10. And this is kind of more. I mean, like I said, all things considering, this is still a big jump. These are big jumps back and forth for silver, especially something that over the long term traded essentially flat for years, and then all of a sudden just up and to the right. So just kind of watch out for it, see what occurs. If you're thinking about buying, is now a good time to buy? Who knows? You just got to set a schedule. Sometimes you buy at the highest and it falls. Sometimes you buy at a nice low price and it goes up and you win. However, over the long term, after the leveling out, I do see silver holding up and continually going up. And for the long term, I mean, indefinitely. And we're just going back to basic economics. The United States is heavily in debt. Inflation's going to go up. They're going to print more dollars, which means this price at some point will increase and continue to increase. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Talked about a lot. Have a great day and a great weekend.